Have you ever looked around your home and wondered why things just keep piling up year after year? There are things you no longer use, yet you just cannot bring yourself to throw them away. They sit silently in the corners of your closet, on shelves, or under the bed, taking up space, collecting dust, and sometimes even making your home feel cluttered and heavy. At some point, we realize that holding on to too many things does not just crowd our living space, it also weighs down our minds. A home is supposed to be a place of relaxation and peace, not a storage unit for things that no longer serve a purpose. Decluttering does not mean throwing everything away. It means carefully choosing what truly matters and keeping only the things that make your life easier and more comfortable. In today's video, we will talk about 6 things you should definitely get rid of before you turn 70. These are not just physical objects that take up space in your home, but also things that quietly drain your energy every day. Once you let go of them, you will feel lighter, your living space will feel more open, and most importantly, your mind will feel at ease. Before we dive in, leave a comment below with a positive affirmation that you want to bring into your home. Something like, "I am ready for a more spacious and peaceful living environment." Not only will this give you motivation to start making changes, but it will also inspire others. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because in our upcoming videos, we will continue to share tips to help simplify and improve your life. Now let's get started with the first thing you should declutter today. 1. Old papers, letters, and unnecessary documents. Have you ever opened a drawer or file cabinet and found stacks of old papers piled up? Receipts from years ago, warranties for appliances that broke long ago, letters that no one reads anymore. They just sit there, gathering dust over the years. At first, we keep them thinking, what if I need them later? But the truth is, most of these papers never get touched again. And when you finally need to find an important document, you end up digging through piles of paper, wasting time, getting frustrated, and sometimes not even finding what you are looking for. The truth is, keeping too many papers does not just create physical clutter. It also adds stress whenever you need to sort through them. A tidy home makes life easier and more manageable. Just imagine a clean and organized space where important papers are neatly filed, and whenever you need something, you can find it in seconds instead of rummaging through a chaotic mess. Sounds great, right? Take Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who faced this exact issue. Her filing cabinet was filled with decades-old papers, old receipts, letters, and work-related documents, even though she had been retired for years. Everything piled up, yet she kept them thinking she might need them someday. One day, she needed an important health insurance document. She spent an entire afternoon searching for it, but never found it. That was her turning point. She decided to take control and declutter her files. She realized that only a small portion of her papers were actually important. The rest could either be discarded or digitized. After decluttering, her filing cabinet became neat and organized, and she no longer felt stressed when searching for documents. You can do the same. Set aside some time to go through your papers. Keep only the important ones, like property documents, contracts, and medical records, and organize them properly. But as for old receipts, expired warranties, letters from years ago, or work-related papers from a job you no longer have, get rid of them. If there are documents you feel you might need, but do not want to keep physically, scan and store them on your phone or computer. This will not only free up space in your home, but also make it easier to find what you need. 2. Unused kitchen gadgets and cookware. The kitchen is the heart of every home, a place where warmth and delicious meals are created. But have you noticed that, over time, it slowly turns into a storage space rather than a functional cooking area. That juicer you have not touched in 2 years, the fancy dinnerware set you keep just in case but never actually use, or the countless kitchen tools that you do not even remember buying. At one point, each item had a reason for being there. Maybe you were excited about baking fresh bread every morning, so you bought a bread maker. Maybe you wanted to host grand dinner parties, so you got an expensive cookware set. But over time, these things just sit there, unused, quietly taking up space and making your kitchen feel cramped. Take Robert, a 76-year-old man who had lived in his house for decades. Over the years, his kitchen became cluttered with all sorts of gadgets. Whenever he needed a simple frying pan, he had to dig through a mountain of unused cookware. Cooking, which should have been enjoyable, became a hassle. One day, after accidentally knocking over a stack of plates he had kept just in case, he decided it was time for a change. He took everything out and asked himself, "Do I really need this? Have I used this in the past year?" To his surprise, more than half of the items in his kitchen were just taking up space without serving any real purpose. Duplicate cooking utensils, trendy appliances he barely used, and dishes he had been saving for a special occasion but never actually used. All of these things were making his kitchen feel more crowded than necessary. After decluttering, his kitchen looked completely different. No more overstuffed cabinets, no more drawers packed with random utensils. Everything was neatly organized, and only the truly useful items remained. Cooking became enjoyable again, and finding what he needed was quick and effortless. If your kitchen is overflowing with unused gadgets, maybe it is time to do the same. Keep only what you actually use, and either donate, sell, or throw away the rest. You will be amazed at how much better your kitchen feels when it is not packed with unnecessary clutter. Third, old, unused furniture. A home should feel cozy, but sometimes too much furniture can make it feel cramped and cluttered. Over time, we accumulate too many chairs, cabinets, and decorative pieces that no longer serve a purpose. Initially, these pieces might have been useful, but as the years go by, many of them become nothing more than space fillers. Look around your living room or bedroom. How many furniture pieces do you actually use? And how many are just standing there, taking up space, making it harder to move around? That oversized coffee table that blocks the walkway, that broken cabinet you keep meaning to fix, or that old chair no one sits in. These are the things that make your space feel heavier than it should. Take William, a 74-year-old man who loved decorating his home. Over the years, he collected a lot of furniture. Classic wooden chairs, bookshelves, coffee tables, and oversized armchairs. At first, they made his house feel full and cozy. But as time passed, he realized he only used a small fraction of them. His living room had 5 decorative chairs, but only 2 were actually used. His coffee table was too big, making it hard to move around the room. And as he got older, navigating through a cluttered space became more difficult. One day, his daughter visited and casually said, "Dad, do you think the house would feel more open if you got rid of some of this furniture?" That made him think. For years, he had never questioned whether he was holding on to too much. So he decided to make a change. He kept only the furniture he actually used. Unused chairs were donated. The oversized coffee table was replaced with a smaller one, and that broken cabinet, he finally got rid of it. The result? His home felt so much better. It was spacious, easier to clean, and most importantly, more comfortable to live in. Your home is not a storage unit for unused furniture. A spacious, open living area is far more enjoyable than a cluttered one. If you have furniture that no longer serves a purpose, do not hesitate to let it go. Keep only what you truly need, and you will experience firsthand how much better your home can feel. 4. Clothes you no longer wear. There is a common paradox that many people experience: a closet full of clothes, yet every morning you stand in front of it and sigh, "I have nothing to wear." Have you ever felt this way? You open your closet, see dozens of outfits crammed inside, but only a handful that you actually wear regularly. Shirts bought years ago but never worn, a dress from a long past special occasion, or an outfit you once loved but no longer fits. All of them just sit there, taking up space without bringing any real value to your life. Patricia, a 72-year-old woman, had a closet just like that. She had always loved fashion, and over the years, she accumulated a huge collection of dresses, coats, and shoes. Some items she bought simply because they looked nice, yet she never wore them. Others she kept, thinking, "Maybe I'll have a chance to wear this one day." But that day never came. Every morning, she found herself overwhelmed by too many choices, yet still ended up wearing the same familiar outfits. Her closet was packed, but picking an outfit became more frustrating than convenient. One day, while searching for her favorite blouse, she realized it took her 10 minutes to dig through the cluttered closet. And when she finally found it, it was wrinkled from being crammed between too many other clothes. That was when she had an important realization. Instead of giving her more options, all those unused clothes were actually creating unnecessary stress. So, she decided to dedicate a day to decluttering her wardrobe. She took everything out, laid it all on her bed, and started sorting. Clothes that she wore often were neatly hung back up. Items that had not been worn for a long time, no longer fit her style, or no longer fit her body, she gathered them for donation. When she reached a dress she had kept for 20 years because of the beautiful memory attached to it, she asked herself, "Does keeping this dress really make the memory clearer? Or am I just letting it take up space in my closet?" In the end, she decided to take a photo of it to preserve the memory and then let it go. After the decluttering process, Patricia's closet looked more organized and spacious than ever. Now, every morning, she could pick an outfit quickly without the hassle. Every piece of clothing left in her wardrobe was something she truly loved and wore often. Most importantly, she felt a sense of relief knowing that the clothes she no longer needed could bring joy to someone else. 5. Souvenirs and gifts that no longer serve a purpose. There is a reason why many people hold on to gifts and souvenirs for years, even when they are no longer useful. The fear of forgetting memories. An old letter from a loved one, a keychain from a trip decades ago, or a present from someone you lost touch with. All of these items hold memories and emotions that were once meaningful, but over time, these things pile up, filling drawers, shelves, and corners of the house that should instead be open and welcoming. At first, it might feel like keeping these things is a way to cherish the past, but in reality, most of these souvenirs just sit there, collecting dust. They are rarely looked at, and instead of bringing joy, they create clutter and even an invisible burden in your home. Eleanor, a 78-year-old woman, used to cherish keepsakes deeply. Over the years, she saved every letter, postcard, small gift from friends, and souvenirs from old travels. She told herself that she would go through them from time to time to relive those beautiful moments. But in reality, as the years passed, they simply sat untouched in dozens of boxes, forgotten in the corners of her home. Instead of bringing her joy, they made her space feel increasingly cluttered and overwhelming. One day, as she prepared to downsize and move into a smaller home, she knew she had to face the overwhelming collection of keepsakes. At first, it was difficult to consider letting go of anything. But then she asked herself, "Do I really need to keep all of these to remember the good times? Or do those memories already live in my heart, without the need for physical reminders?" After careful reflection, she chose a different approach. keeping only the most meaningful items. A few letters from loved ones who had passed away, an old photo album, and a handful of small keepsakes tied to truly special moments. Everything else she decided to let go of. Some items were donated to people who could use them, while others were simply discarded. The things she once thought she could never part with suddenly felt lighter when she realized they did not define her memories. Once she finished decluttering, Eleanor's home felt more open and peaceful. No more stacked boxes in the corners, no more feeling weighed down by the past. The most wonderful realization she had? Memories do not live in objects. They live in the heart. So if you have keepsakes and gifts in your home that no longer serve a real purpose, take some time to go through them. Ask yourself, do I really need all of this? Could someone else appreciate these more than I do now? You will soon realize that creating an open and clutter-free living space does not mean losing memories. It simply means making room for a lighter, more peaceful life. 6. Expired medications and old personal care products. Your medicine cabinet and bathroom drawers are areas that often get overlooked. Yet they can be filled with items that may actually be harmful if not checked regularly. Have you ever opened your medicine cabinet and found bottles of pills from years ago? Or discovered old skincare products you completely forgot you owned? Keeping expired medications and old personal care items does not just create unnecessary clutter, it can also pose serious health risks. Expired medication is not just ineffective, it can sometimes become dangerous. Certain drugs undergo chemical changes over time, increasing the risk of toxicity or harmful side effects. For example, expired antibiotics may no longer work properly, leading to antibiotic resistance without you even realizing it. Pain relievers, blood pressure medications, and even vitamins can degrade over time, making them unsafe or ineffective. It is not just medications. Personal care products like lotions, shampoos, face cleansers, or lipsticks also have expiration dates. Once expired, cosmetics can become contaminated with bacteria, lose their effectiveness, and cause skin irritation, allergies, or even infections. You might think an old moisturizer still looks fine, but in reality, it could be full of bacteria that have been growing for months. John, a 72-year-old man, never thought much about this issue. One day, while looking for pain relievers, he noticed that his medicine cabinet was packed with expired drugs. Some had expired 2 or 3 years ago. When he checked his bathroom shelf, he also found skincare products that had been sitting there for far too long. He realized he had been using some of them without even knowing if they were still safe. Recognizing the potential risks, he spent an afternoon sorting through everything. He kept only medications that were still valid and necessary, while safely disposing of expired drugs to avoid accidental use. In his bathroom, he threw away outdated skincare and hygiene products to prevent any harm to his skin. Once everything was sorted, he felt a sense of relief and peace of mind, knowing that everything left in his home was actually safe and beneficial. To protect your health, make it a habit to check your medicine cabinet and bathroom products regularly, at least once every 6 months. Do not hold on to medications just because you think you might need them. When the time comes, it is better to get a new prescription that fits your current health needs. And do not hesitate to throw out expired cosmetics if it is not good for your skin anymore. It is time to let it go. Have you ever decluttered and felt a huge sense of relief afterward? Leave a positive comment below, something like, "I am ready for a more open and peaceful living space," to encourage yourself and others. If you found this content helpful, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips on simplifying and enriching your life. Thank you for watching. Wishing you a tidy home, a peaceful life, and see you in the next video.